Boom! Rise and shine. With snow. It was so blistery and cold and rainy, and rain turned snow real fucking quick. That cold. It's still a over here on top of the peaks. I know it's probably got the sun all in your eyes and you can't see it, but it's a beautiful sight. I mean, into January, literally like January 31st, 2023, and there's still snow on the mountain caps, you know, the mountain tops, tops. I don't know, whatever you want to say, semantic. Plastic bucket challenge, still on the case. Yeah, you know, I don't know, man. I just got off the phone with about 3 different friends of mine. Very interesting how life has transpired. You know, I don't know what happened today where 3 different friends are like, call me, I want to talk to you. And I was up late last night. I was like, shit, for some reason up like 4 a.m. I don't know, processing my thoughts. A lot of people just don't know how much it wakes me still. It's been almost a year since the loss of my child. Some of my friends don't even know. I'll wake up like I fucked up my whole life. It doesn't help that I just got out of jail. That's why I say I walk alone. You know, I'm not only walking alone, but my life. You know, I was talking to my friends and how I'm the black sheep of the family against me after how many times I had to bail her ass out being crazy and just judgment. I feel great, you know, because I'm sober and I've, you know, elevated my life away from drugs and bullshit, and yet somehow the system wants to bring me back and keep me. And I started thinking how many times I've been arrested or how many times I've lost my freedom in certain situations, you know what I mean? Like, life is a lot like that, you know. It's kind of weird, my life, even though if I'd love to, you know, be in the fetal position and suck my thumb about things, I can't. I still had somebody, I went to the Starbucks yesterday. I had so much issues with my Adobe Photoshop, and I haven't met this guy. It's our first time meeting, and busting out his logo and tightening ships and making things a reality. And it's not easy, you know. Life is not easy, you know. It's hard on all my friends. Literally, each one I called, you know, co-parenting. You know, I'm not going to call out any names because it's their private life, you know. But 3 different friends, one from England, the couple's from England, and at least they're doing solid, you know. And my mate in Finland, she's having a tough time. You know, you marry a man while you're both inebriated. It's like, you loved me while I was inebriated. And it's like, I was inebriated too, motherfucker. Now I had to get sober and raise our kid and take him to Taekwondo class sober. And you're not even sober enough to take your own kid to Taekwondo. So they separated this week, apparently. I don't know, this other people's business. And my other buddy's hanging out with his dad and separated from the house he was in with the mom. And these things aren't easy. You know, a lot of people go through the shit pipe, you know. And I think I'm the only YouTuber that talks about it. I think everybody else talk about subscribe, welcome to my army. You know, I'm an army of one. You know, I'm a one person battling myself. And what did I read this morning? What the girl say was, don't spend your whole life battling yourself. I really felt that, you know, as a person that's battled for my own sobriety and my own mentality. My buddy's all saging the phone, and, you know, I want you to get some positivity, Saint. And, you know, some people you haven't talked to so long, you almost forget. You know, it's easier to remember how alone you are. I think the patterns become scary because then that's all you hold on to. You know, you don't know group things like family, which I think, you know, that's what it's for. My family is on some take me out of the group chat. You know, let's kill this group chat. Nobody's talking about anything. So, let alone anything negative, to hide away from it or pretend that it's not. Here's my knee, hold tight. you know, I don't know. What's the group chat for? Is it just us to share memes like it's Instagram, or only good news when we have it? Your only family when you're on your up chips, if you're down on chips or down on your luck, call someone else kind of feeling. And literally, they're like, my brother and my aunt were like, take me out of this group chat. And it's like, what else is it for? Oh, you want to just keep ignoring each other, never talk. No one's calling each other, even for positive things or anything at all. It's just, let's not talk at all. And I don't know, again, walking alone, this kind of attitude of, and she said it too, sucks because you're going to want your kid to, go to Taekwondo class, but now you're doing all these activities, ice skating by yourself, and you want them to have friends with them. You want them to have their father there, shaping memories, shaping experiences. And that's where we're at with these things. It's one of those where it's really real. Everybody's life is real to them. And what I went in deeper when I talk about walking alone was the guy was talking on, not Joe Rogan, Lex Friedman, Fridman, and the differences. The superpower that I'm working on is perception and perspective. Our perception is of our own. We get into our world and we only see what we want to see. We're seeing our own feelings, our own perspective, things of that nature. With perception or perspective, then you can see it from someone else's perspective. I wish I had it. I wish I saw my pregnant baby mama and saw how stressed she was instead of how stressed I was. I was living in my feelings. Up in my feels, as we say here in America. We're in our own minds, in our own bodies, walking this experience by ourselves. That's what I'm saying. I walk alone. It's a trip because only you are the one in the driver's seat. The rock'em sock'em robots. You're the one with the handles, right? It's like you got the controller to the video game, and that's all we got. This lens from here, instead of I want to see what the other person is seeing. Hey, I see that you also are stressed like me, and I know you want the best outcome for both of us and our child, and we can get past this if we can get past our perspective. And it's hard to do. I think it's one of the hardest things to do, is to, or our perception is to get a new perspective, to see what the other person's feeling in that moment and supersede our feelings. Check out the decals on this car, by the way. I think this is amazing. She really took vinyl to a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? This made this average car super cool. But anyway, decals in an hour. But that's it. I think a lot of us are just on self-protection mechanisms. If I don't talk to homeless people, if I don't talk to jail people, if I don't talk to broke people, I won't be broke. And that's one perspective, or perception. But our to see lenses of ourselves, in different lights, just in this one orb, but to leave our orb, leave our mind to see things differently. Superhuman. That's really where it's at. To be superhuman, to not just always live in this mind where only us are seeing things the way we feel and perceive them, but a way for us to get a different viewpoint, vantage point. It's so imperative to see it from different angles and different lights. And that was one of the hardest things for me to learn. Again, I'm walking alone, but do I see myself in a different life? Do I see myself in a different life where I, am with people that, luckily I wake up and 3 different individuals are like, yo, I want to talk to you. I'm like, what's going on today? Where communication is the topic, where people want to connect with me when I haven't heard from a lot of these people in a long time. And like my friend said, it's my sanity. I need to be around positive people. I didn't know I was the positive one. My buddies all putting the sage on me and sending me positivity. And I guess I do the morning motivation, so I am one of those people. But they reached out. They're like, I need solid friends, people that aren't under the influence, so I could share these things that are really making my mind not correct. And I think that's one of the healthiest things you can do. Getting a mentor, getting a life coach, getting a real friend, and talking to them about these things. Sometimes it is data overload. Sometimes you're Johnny Mnemonic and you only got 32 gigs up there to share, and the rest is just too much to process. And I think we all know what that feels like as human beings, of when we've overloaded ourselves or things have become too much for our fragile soul. And I think that's why humans are on the planet with each other. We realize there's more than learning how to work the tool in our hands, but also how to work our brains together as humans, right? Like, we just realized sitting there alone, probably doing your laundry in the river, that it felt way better having someone else with us doing the same activity. They don't even have to even be doing the same activity. Just having someone with us next to the river, and then we start grumbling, complaining, or talking, or whatever we do to share this common human feeling, to share and alleviate it, so it's not just all pressure under one cooker, dude. It's not all just one mind holding all of this energy. And listen to this guy from the CIA. Let me see if I can remember his name. Barbarossa. What was his last name? Bustamante? I think his name is Bustamante. Anyway, you can watch the episode yourself. And he's telling about all these CIA secrets, how you get recruited in the CIA, the mind games people play, earning people's trust, not being known as a spy. You know what I'm saying? Like the last person you think is a spy is the spy, right? But it was also this yearning, a literal human yearning that we belong together. Still human behavior. That when all these things are down, better days are coming, mate. This too shall pass. The sun will come out tomorrow, like it is right now. Shit. Yesterday was stormy, blistery, rainy, snowy, and it's sunshiny and baby blue fucking clear. We assume that the weather today affects the weather tomorrow. It's such a horrible human condition that, we can't alleviate these demons. This morning I'm gonna post about halos and horns, but, this a dark side that we all have. It helps to have friends to process that. It helps more than just having drinking buddies or people that are at the bar with you. We are looking desperately for someone that we can plug into. I think that's what hurt the most about breaking up with I called her my home. I think she just thought she was just a vessel to hold my baby, but this was my friend. This is somebody I bonded with. I went up into the mountains and we made that baby out of love together, us a whole. And it hurt in inside my heart. My tears come quick. When you're not walk on, and that even the most hardened criminals yearning to be with their daughters, yearning to have a meal with their family again, yearning to be together. And what do? We go swipe left or ghost or somewhere in our anger, sadness, and loneliness, self-sabotage. We isolate even harder and make ourselves even more alone. And it's just so weird. My family's pushing away. I don't want to be in this group text. Great. There's nobody in the group text texting now. It's just dead. The whole experience of being a family and together is gone for me. I don't have much. I guess that's why I have depended so much on my friends around the world, so I could be there with someone else that cares. It's that friends that I met in Thailand that live in England to get a regular checkup on. Even now, 0 people are watching. There was 1 person watching, but people don't give a fuck. You find out quick. People don't give a fuck. Yeah, that's the new thing is look around. No one cares. I had a buddy post that he was sitting on top of the world. He's got his beautiful girl with her beautiful fake titties, and she's doing all these lesbian activities and fire dancing and getting all these hot girls to bend over. They go all the way to Burning Man, get married. Now they're single. Like a Pringle. Like there's nothing built on anything. And he said, I destroyed the only thing that I love. I see it all the time. Like I was just saying with the homie, he should be there at the Taekwondo class. He should be there with the fishing pole, having the experience of his kid just smiling in the sunshine, enjoying fresh weather. That's an experience. And then we hand it over to alcohol or something. You were at the pub last night. If your demons are out of alignment, you're going to try to find the only way that you can to make it possible. You know what I'm saying? Like you're going to do whatever you can in your utmost of your ability to make that a reality. And I want people to have real calm. We talk about, calm CBDs, but that's the crutch of it, is to have something that you can call home. Someone you can call when you're in jail, someone who will pick up when the chips are down. No one has any of that. And I mean, the things of value are only valuable if they can't be purchased. You feel me? Like, I can go get many Target items, Kmart items, Walmart items, and buy them in bulk. It's a machine, So it's one of those where we've all developed a way to kind of purchase our way out of situations, but we don't even have situations that are unpurchasable. Like, who's the person you're going to call when the chips are down? When you're done posting about your perfect life on Instagram, who are you going to call? I couldn't call anybody. I'll be honest with you. I was in jail. There's no one to call. I was done with my mom. Me and her, we're done. I'm done with all that shit, calling the cops on me. That's something I don't like, I was just getting out of jail, and you're going to make it worse? Fuck you, lady. No. So now I don't have a mom. I've always grown up without a dad. And that's the situation that I'm in. There's no one to call. There's no one that's going to call. The most sympathetic person I talked to was my lawyer's secretary. Unfortunately, she's like, "Oh my God, you went through that? I'm so sorry," And I'm like, "You're a complete stranger, and you have more sorry and sympathy than anybody else around me." Not that I need to suck up all the sympathy, but yeah, sometimes I need another human to go, "That ain't right," or "That ain't cool," or "I wish it was different." Same for my friend when she called me. She just needs to talk to somebody. Anybody else but her mind telling her how bad shit is, or how she should have done this or should have done that. It's not her responsibility that her husband, baby daddy, is a drinker. She doesn't get to control him. But it's also not fun when you're in a situation where he showed up 3 different times, I guess this last month, in whatever kind of condition, really late at night, trying to find home. That's right. Trying to find home. ET phone home, bro. You get in your own way, and you're just like, all I need to do is talk to someone. Even now our 911 is turned into 988 or whatever the number is. There's no one to call. Those people are not only asking too many questions and not qualified. They'll literally say, "I'm not a licensed psychologist." And then, what are you good for? What am I even on the phone with you for? I'm looking for someone to talk to. And that's what most people are doing at the bar. You know, we talk about addiction openly around here. You know, that's what you're really saying is, I want to be around everybody else while they're all happy, skinny, and partying. But most of these motherfuckers are only showing off for a little bit. When the alcohol wears off and the booze cruise pulls down, you go back to your normal life. You go back to the Costco shopping alone. You're like, I would love for it to be a team sport. I would love to go with somebody. I know, sounds crazy. I need a Costco shopping partner. Someone where we get things for us. And sure, my friends bitch about each other on the fucking couch, you know, but at least there's someone on the couch there. Sure, you don't want to hear the fucking dog snore, but at least the dog's alive. And I think that's the thing that everybody's desperate for, is connection. Like you said in CIA, it's deeply rooted in us as humans, you know, to want to connect to other humans and feel that connection. If it's not there, then you got nothing. Less than being in debt or how much money you have, how much love do you have? How much connection do you have? How many people can you call and they want to talk to you too? That's where it's at, you know? That's what a family is. It's a system that lets you be connected to other human beings. And unfortunately, I've done whatever I did with my life to, I don't know, scare away those other humans. I too am guilty of pushing other people away. Maybe it's my insecurities. Maybe it's my inability to feel loved. You know, all of those things combined. You know, I've had some very beautiful women in my life, and I didn't treat them so beautiful, and therefore they're not there. And what I learned was there was no one to count on, you know? I walk alone, you know? Got no father to talk to for advice. He's not gonna all of a sudden show up and be available for deep conversations. No, he's never been that person. So that well's dry. And then my mom's always been overwhelmed mentally, so I can't even share with her how I'm feeling. So these doors started shutting. And much like these doors are all closed up, these aren't a home I can walk into. I can't just go into that door. That's burning, you know? I want to go into a place too. If it was for sale, in a and they're welcoming you, and not in a fake but in a real way, where they're like, yo, I miss you, long time no talk to. There it is. It's your at OnlyFans or Instagrams or anything else to feel hype connected. We're glued to these phones and no one to connect with. Thousands of friends, and the only people that we have are not there for us. And or maybe we don't have them at all. I don't know. But I live in that world, you know? I live in a world where people are seeking each other. You live in the same world too, and we don't know how to connect. You know, we're always looking for the next, I don't know, come up. You know, what did the person really said? Peace of mind is the real bag. Secure in the bag. Everybody wants to secure a bag. Well, if you secure peace of mind, then you really got it. And if you got true happiness, you didn't buy it. You know what I mean? It's not like that. And I think that's the big switch, you know? In a hyper-connected world, we're still looking for connection. We're still looking for that one person that lights us up, that we can share our lives with. No matter what our idiosyncrasies are, or the little quirks that we all have, that's what motherfuckers are doing. You know, China's population declining, Japan's population declining, America about to be the same too. We don't have enough 20 and 30-year-olds to fuck each other to make the next batch. We're desperately running out of there, and they're desperately running away from each other. They're desperate as fuck to hire somebody else in Japan to make you fight. And you're over here being super picky when you'd be lucky to find anybody that laughs at your fart jokes, bro. You know, like, that's where it's really at. Finding the people that you don't mind being on the couch near you. It's important. And that's the world that we live in, so it's it's out there, nature, sunshine, trees, but connecting with somebody that wants to be a part of it with you, whole nother level. So don't let all these girls fool you with their Birkin bags and expensive lunches. You ain't shit unless you got someone sitting with you. You know, you wouldn't want to, even if you had all the money, you wouldn't want to spend it to be around you. You wouldn't want to hire fake actors or patsies or other people. You'd want the real. They asked Conor McGregor, who would you like to have, dinner with, now that you're, oh, no. He's like, the same people I wanted to have dinner with in the first place. The people that came up with me. I don't need any new friends, I want to enjoy it with the people that were my friends before this all happened. And I think that was such a key moment for, steaks with snakes, No, thank you, bro. No, thank you for purchasing $350 tomahawk steaks by myself, recording it, No, thank you. I'm not interested. I'd rather split a hamburger in half with someone that I love sitting in a park making me laugh. And that kind of makes me cry because that's a real feeling, real inside me as a human, a fragile human that exposes himself on the internet to the public. It's what it is. I felt that more people get that, I'll split the $5 fucking hamburger. I was watching some dude eating it the other day. It was Gordon Ramsay $140 fucking hamburger versus the one he walked right down the street and enjoyed again, a cheap burger. But as long, I don't care how big your bag is, secure peace of mind. That's where everybody's going after. That's the real chutzpah. That's the real connectivity. That's the real je ne sais. So on my heart from the start, your boy Marky Saint. Saint's Addiction. You already know what it is. Is it on the side of my... Yeah. And I hope that you find yourself blessed with people around you today. And if you do, grab them closer, please. Peace. I'll see you on the other side. Ciao.